Hey guys, it's me. I thought I would do a quick update since I haven't been on in a little while. I haven't been doing a lot of Temu hauls because I haven't really needed anything, so I don't just buy Temu just to buy it. If I want something or need something, then I buy it. But um, as far as what's going on with me, it's been an interesting couple of weeks. I the other day, well, to go back, I have extensive disease metastasis in my bones from breast cancer. It's everywhere. It has significantly weakened my bones. So the other day I was out. It started to rain, and I went outside because the wind picked up, and I went out to get the floats out of the swimming pool because otherwise the wind takes them and they blow all over. Sometimes they blow so far they're in the neighbor's yard. So I went out to get those, and one of them had blown out of the pool and was up against our fence, which I had to walk kind of through the yard a little bit to get there. Well, when I was walking through the yard, I stepped on this stick and I kind of twisted my body a little bit and to catch myself from falling because I didn't want to fall. I thought I was going to fall. And I was okay. I didn't hurt or anything after that. So that wasn't a big deal. But then I went out onto our front porch and I was wearing these pajama pants that are a bit big at the bottom, and my toe hooked in it, and I kind of stumbled a little bit, and I felt a tweak in my back, and I was like, oh, that. I told my mom, I said, that didn't feel good. That didn't feel good. And after that, my back was a little sore, and I was like, well, probably pulled a dang muscle, like, you know, jerking my back the way I did. So I've been resting that and all of that. Sent the kids off to camp, and I was getting ready. Sorry, my lips are really dry for some reason. I was getting ready to go outside, so I had some lunch, got out of my chair, I was in the recliner, got up, and I took a step forward, and I felt the most awful pain in my pelvis. Like I almost hit the floor. It hurt me so bad. And so I kind of waited a few minutes, and I was like, oh, that hurt. I mean, I yelled. There was no one home, but I yelled. I was like, oh my God. And I said, and I kind of waited, and I kind of walked around, and I kind of tried to walk it off a little bit. And I was like, okay. The pain subsided a little bit, but it was still pretty sore. Even though I was walking around on it, so I was taking ibuprofen, I was taking some Tylenol, some aspirin, just to kind of help with the pain, and resting it a lot. So I wasn't up doing a whole lot of house cleaning or anything like that. So, but the pain kept getting worse, and so Monday night, I couldn't even sleep. I was awake all night. I was exhausted from not being awake, but the pain, it just hurt. No matter how I laid, I could not get it to stop hurting, and it just ached. Well, I got up on Tuesday morning, yesterday, and my oncology office, the nurse, I put in a call to the nurse, but she never returned my call. And I waited, I called at 8 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, and I waited until 2:30, 3 o'clock, and she never responded to my phone call. And my back was hurting, not my back, the back of my pelvis was hurting. And I'm going away on Friday, and I was like, man, I think I probably need to get a CT scan to find out what's going on. So I decided that instead of continuing to wait and not knowing what was going on or not having any pain relief because the over-the-counter stuff, it was taking the edge off, but I was still struggling to sleep or lay down or sit. Even sitting hurt. So I went yesterday, and they did an x-ray, which they couldn't see anything on, and I could have told them that with all the bony mets I have, you can't see anything on an x-ray. So the doctor then ordered a CT scan, and when he checked me out, he originally said, oh, well, you probably pulled a muscle. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but because of your prior history, we'll go ahead and we'll get you scanned. So they did the CT scan, and I waited forever. I was at that hospital for like 3 hours, but they did the CT scan. He came in the room, and he said, well, he was like, you did actually end up fracturing some of your pelvis. And so I have a fracture that goes from across the middle of my pelvis, and it goes from one end of the left side of my pelvis, one end of the left side of my pelvis, to the other end. It's like clear across. And we think what happened was when I stumbled, it cracked a little bit. And then when I took that step forward the same day, it just cracked the rest of the way, and I felt it go. I told my mom, I said, I think it's broke. I think I felt it go. And so they put me on hydrocodone for the pain and gave me a muscle relaxer. So I was able to, like, I almost fell asleep waiting for them in the hospital after they gave me that because I was so exhausted from being up all night with the pain that I could have fallen asleep right there in the hospital. But I didn't. I dozed, but I did not, like, crash hard or anything. So I'm on that. I'm on hydrocodone, a muscle relaxer, and they want me to be, like, non-weight bearing for 4 weeks. I can't be non-weight bearing for 4 weeks. How am I getting around my house? I mean, my bedroom is upstairs. I have kids. I can't just lay around in bed. So my doctor kind of wanted me to postpone my trip over the weekend, but I can't. It's my sister's baby shower. I mean, it's not like she's going to have another baby shower in the upcoming days, and I'm going to be able to go to that. So I'm not postponing my trip. I told them I will sit as much as possible. I will use a wheelchair. I have a friend going with me that is willing to help me out and push me around in a wheelchair if need be. I said, I'll use my crutches. I don't care, but I'm not staying home to lay in this bed and be depressed all weekend. I said, I didn't survive so I could stay home all the time and lay in bed. I mean, I'm tired. I'm not made of glass, and I just don't want to lay here like I'm made of glass. So right now it's a closed fracture. It hasn't shifted. There's no need for, like, surgery or anything like that. And I couldn't even have surgery because my bones, they couldn't screw anything into my bones. There's no way they can't. So I have to live life and still, this thing is in my bone and I still have to live life no matter what. So I'm not going to live life laying in this bed for 4 weeks, or I can't do that. And that's even, I mean, I don't want blood clots in my legs and all that stuff. So I'm resting as much as possible, but I do have to get up and move around. I can't just lay in bed all the time. I mean, who wants to do that? I don't want to do that. And for people who, and I have had some comments, but I have deleted them, kind of asking, like, well, why don't you work? Well, this is a reason I can't work. This is a reason. My bones break if I trip. I mean, I can't lift anything. If I trip over something, I break my pelvis. I mean, I can't do anything aside from, like, very light work. And I do light work around my house. I clean the house. I do cook dinners. I take care of the house and all that stuff. So my mom has kind of banned me from doing that for now while I recover from this pelvic fracture, which it's not my first. It probably won't be my last. We might see if we can do some radiation to further stabilize it so we don't have a problem with it. But that's not going to happen this week. And then they wanted me to see an ortho, but orthos, I've seen an ortho. They don't do anything when you have metastatic bone disease. They kind of pat you on the back and say, well, good luck to you. So there's no other option. I mean, I have to just deal with it. But for right now, my pain is being managed, so that's good. I'm going to go pick up my kids from camp today, and I've missed them, so I'll be excited to see them, even though they'll be sad to leave camp. They really love the camp, so they'll be sad to see that end. They have another camp coming up in a couple weeks, so they're going to be gone again in a couple weeks, but we're going to go get them today, and then I'm going to probably come back home, rest some more, because if I want to go on this trip, I need to make sure that I'm resting. My dog is over here licking herself. I'm sorry if you hear that. So that's my plan for today, and then I'm not going to be jumping around or anything like that. I'll be very careful on my pelvis, but it's very frustrating, y'all. I'm 42 years old with the bones of someone who's 80. I mean, they've literally categorized my bones as, like, geriatrics. That's how bad they are. So I have to deal with these stinking bone fractures, but thank God it's not displaced. It's closed. It's not, like, shifting around in there. And so I'm able to, like, walk. I can walk. I mean, it's not like I can't walk or anything. They don't want me to walk around a lot, but I can walk. So walking is tolerated, a lot of rest, pain medication, and hopefully it will heal well and I won't have to worry about it. And it'll just be another healed up, pelvic fracture that I've had. I mean, I've had many, so not this big. This one's pretty significant. So hopefully it heals well and I don't really have any further problems with it. But anyway, I'm going to go pick up my kids from camp. I hope all of y'all are having a great day. I will try to insert a picture of my fracture at the end of this video. So if I can't get that done, you won't see it. But I'm going to try to do it. So I will talk to all of you later in my next video. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye.